Okay, I'm standing out here by the front of the greenhouse, and there's our watermelons. We've got, let's see, what did I plant? I planted 6 Georgia rattlesnake, and then 6 jubilees, then 5 or 6 sugar babies, and I only had a couple of my cantaloupe come up, so I've got a couple of hills of cantaloupe down there. And they're beginning to get a few little melons on them, and there's our squash we planted. The first, I don't know, 4 or 5 plants on this end are straight neck. They're all yellow squash, and then past that is the crook necks. There's a row of eggplant. I've got 3 different varieties. They were out of the Black Beauties, so I got a Florida Market and Ukrainian Beauty and what is it, Listata Dagandia. I've got one of those as well. There's Deb strawberries in her containers. First container came up great. Second, third container, I haven't done too much. But anyway, there's our cucumbers, and there's our onions. And these onions on this end, up to that first little knife sticking out of the ground, and the second one, we grew those onions from seed. This end is the Hishiko bunch of onion, listen to me. And then between the second stakes are the red crimson onions. They're a bunching onion also. And then the other 2 we had out there in the garden I was showing you earlier, and we didn't have time to take care of it like we should have, so I snatched those up and put them in this bed. And there's some red and yellow onions. There's our squash on this side of the greenhouse. Well, where is it? Up to that little knife right there. Everything behind that is lemon squash. I'd never had those, so we're going to try them. And then this starts the straight necks, and then there's 3 or 4 eggplant behind them. And then the other stuff is a row of peppers. These are all sweet peppers over here. So anyway, that's what we got going on this side. I've been tying tomatoes up this morning. Some in the greenhouse, and also some outside the greenhouse. I think I've got 121 planted outside the greenhouse now, and there's probably 30 or so inside. There's our little basils coming on. They were all in one pot together, so I separated those out and pruned them back, and they're coming on again. Here's our tomatoes coming along, huh? Looking pretty good. So look how thick some of the stalks are on these things. These plants are getting just what they want, evidently. So I just got through tying these beefsteaks up. This first row is beefsteaks, and they look like they're in a wilt when you first tie them up. Don't ask me why, but they're a lot bushier than what they look. It's just where I've just got through stringing that and tying it up. Again, this second row is green pineapples. We had never had those. Going to give her a shout, see what it does. And third row is the Florida Homestead. And then the little stake you see in the ground, the little knife, if you guys can see it right there. Past that is Rutgers. Here is, this row here is the mini orange cherry tomato. And about halfway down past that are the fox cherry tomatoes. Then these guys are the Isis candies. And I'm really anxious to try those. They're supposed to be a really good little cherry tomato. So if you guys have had them, give me a shout. Tell me what they taste like. I can't wait. And then these are the Riesentraubs. I think I'm pronouncing it right. If not, if you're German, you can tell me how to pronounce it. And then past that are the black cherries. So I've never had a black tomato, and kind of looking forward to it. And that's what I'm saving this row here for, is black tomatoes. And then that other half a row on the end of these Isis candies, I'm saving that for it as well. There's Debbie's plant she's been selling. I've got to fertilize these things before this rain comes today. They're beginning to yellow up a little bit. Let's go inside and see what's going on real quick. Everything's growing. There's some, look at our beets. Huh? How about that? Beets coming along. I know everything's real tight, but again, most of this is going to be our juice stuff. And anyway, that's why I've crowded it in here. If we can just get some, I'll be tickled, because to offset the cost of this juice supplies anymore. There's our little sweet peppers, the okra are going. That's the Clemson spineless. And again, we'll juice all this. And that's the reason I've got them here. But that's what else I was going to plant in the other garden, is some okra. We're going to go ahead and set some okra sets out. And these are the Texas Longhorn, and then there are the red burgundies. You can see the onions in the background. Man, I've been eating a few of these, and those scoundrels are good. Those pots there are, I'll tell you about them in a minute. The romaine is growing well. The iceberg and the black-seeded Simpson is doing well. Here's the little guys that I set in the ground a while back, and they're really beginning to come on. That'll give us 4 or 5 different types of lettuces. The little tiny guys, if you can, there they are. That's celery. I've never grown celery. We're going to give it a whirl, see what happens. And there's Brussels sprouts. That's the, I don't know how you say it, arugula. It's a salad green. The 2 little fellows right between next to that is spinach. That's the only 2 heads of spinach plants I got to come up. And then cabbage, broccoli, mustard, collard, la-di-da. And our peas and beans. Again, they're crowded, they're packed, but they're also, we use those for juice. That's what they're going to be for as soon as they start making. And I've got some little butter beans on them. Let's see. Maybe you can see them. See the little butter beans hanging in the blooms? Oh, let's see. What else? Our Japanese cucumbers. You can see they're going up to the rafters now. They're doing well. Right in front of those are some hot peppers. And then the eggplants. And there's one of those white and purple. That's the Listade de Gandia eggplant. I've had one. They're pretty good. Let's see. What else? There's some new radishes. We just finished up our old radishes. These are coming on now for us. Here's our carrots. Up to about right there. Maybe right there. That's Parisians. And then these next 3 or 4 rows, those are the Snow Whites. Again, I've never tried a white carrot, so we're going to give that a whirl. And then these are the Atomic Reds that I was telling you guys about. They're higher in lycopene than any of the other carrots. And lycopene, as I've told you guys in the past, is a pretty good cancer fighter, supposed to be. Here's some more cucumber plants we've set. These are Rutgers, Bobby. I'm thinking to set them out and harden them. There's a few more of those Hishikos. I'm going to set those out in the garden as well. There's the little few beets. On the other side of those tomatoes is a few beets. Those 5 pots there are beets. And then these are our, shoot guys, black tomatoes. I'm going to fix and take those out and harden them up, give them a shot of fertilizer today as well. Those are the Southern Nights. Those there are the black tomatoes, they're the carbons, and then these are the Sarah Blacks. And we have nothing planted in here. I've been using that just to set it down where the irrigation would catch the water on those guys as well. There's our tomatoes in our, excuse me, our middle bed. See, we've been tying them up. Here's our other tomatoes on the other side of the bed. Most of this stuff we'll use for our own use. The other stuff outside we'll give away, and Debbie, I think, wants to try to sell some of that too. But again, there's some beefsteaks, green pineapples, homesteads, and then those are the Ender Isis candy. And then look at these volunteer tomatoes, guys. They're going up in the rafters now. I just ran a couple of lines just a few minutes ago. They're going on up now. But man, we have eaten some tomatoes off those things. And then the only other thing I've got to show you guys, again, here's our watermelons and squash and eggplants here. There's Debbie's strawberries. She's got her a couple strawberries coming. These are hot peppers. Those are Anaheims, and those are hot peppers there as well. I think they're Corne de Chèvre. Again, here's another shot from the other end of our tomatoes. And I'm very pleased with these. These guys are coming along good. There's our cantaloupe. Look at the blooms on them guys. So, can't wait to get into those. And now, back down here, real quick. Debbie ordered a bunch of, well, she got 7 packs of different kinds of herbs. Off the top of my head, she got some yarrow, thyme. Let's see, what else? Here's another shot of those tomatoes from over here. And them juggers are going. Let's see. Shoot, I'm going to have to get up here and see what she did get. Anise hyssop. Vietnamese mint. Let's see. oregano. There's some lemon basil. And then this is, oh, that's stevia. Stevia. Supposed to be very sweet. There's some of them guys coming up. See? Anxious to try those. But anyway, 2, 4, 6, 7. Debbie got to order 7 packs of darn herbs. Let me have one. She says, all right, I've got what I want. Go ahead and get you a pack of something. So that's my herbs right there. And I got to tell you guys, I've never tried it, but it kind of intrigued me when I saw the name. And I ordered them and wouldn't tell Debbie what they were till they come in. Then I showed them to her and she said I was a nut. So anyway, I'm kind of anxious to check these things out. And again, I've never tried it, have no idea what it is. It's supposed to be good for coughs. But anyway, the name is what intrigued me. And again, when I showed Debbie the pack, she just shook her head and walked out. My herb, and if you guys have tried this, let me know. My herb is literally, I don't know if you see it, white horehound. I had to try it. I saw the name white horehound and I'm like, man, I got to give this stuff a shot. So anyway, I thought you guys get a kick out of that. I did for sure. But that's what's going on, and that's what we're doing. And again, now that everything's in, besides just tying tomatoes and get out there and hoeing and knocking down some weeds and all once in a while and keeping them fertilized, man, this thing has eased up on us now. So a lot easier to control and maintain, but just getting everything set up was a bear. So again, now I've got time. I'm fixing to get out in the big garden and go ahead and set some more stuff, but I am definitely running the irrigation out there. I've been moving a sprinkler ever since we've been doing this stuff. And man, I got spoiled in a hurry with this irrigation that we've put out here. Flipping a valve is nice. So guys, listen, I hope everybody is doing absolutely fantastic. We sure appreciate you guys watching this and helping us out in all the ways you guys have. You guys have been a lot of help, supplied us with a lot of information. And I know that you guys have got to be very appreciative of what I'm doing, because I am showing everybody, where you don't have to do it yourself, exactly what not to do most of the time. I'm pulling a dub, as Debbie calls it. So listen guys, thanks again, God bless you, and everybody have a great weekend. Take care.